You guys had a lot to say, so I'm splitting it up into a two-parter. So this is kind of second part conclusion to that, but make it easier to watch maybe. But anyway, you guys, thanks for watching. Anyway, I'm hopping back on. Juan settled. Get some coffee, banana. Now I have to leave because I'll talk to him and distract him. Yes, I will. So again, I think the reason people don't go through stuff is emotional. It's not just physically hard, and I'm so happy to be doing this now. Well, I do. I mean, my strength is a lot different, but it's still pretty good. And I'm writing down my goals. You know, I'm listening to my podcast, listening to Anne Lamott. You guys, if you're struggling at all, or just have people who are struggling, listen to Anne Lamott. She's amazing. Her books are amazing. I loved her writing. Bird by Bird is one of my favorite books of all time. Honestly, top 10 list about life, really. And again, I think of that because her brother had a report due the next day about birds. Like many birds hadn't done it. I can't tell you how many people come in the library, kids and parents, and like need some book for tomorrow, and they're all gone because everyone else who's quick came and got them. But so he went to his dad and said, I don't know what to do. His dad said, bird by bird. That's what you do. Bird by bird by bird. So if you have 30 birds, we're going to start one bird. So think about that. Sometimes I'm overwhelmed. Bird by bird by bird, right? But yeah, so the thing with Mimi is just really, I still can't believe she's not here. And in some ways, I think we were old women together because we talked about it and made plans and laughed. And so in some ways, kind of we did. But, you know, it's been so much loss. So much loss. Is it on purpose? Is there a reason behind it? Is it just life and random? I mean, I don't know. I try to think there's a purpose and a meaning. And I also try to visualize all these amazing souls that have been in my life on my team in heaven and have maybe lifted me up when I can't do it. Maybe the reason I could get up this morning when I was so tired and get going, and, you know, they were whispering in my ear, I can do it, or, you know, that I'm supported. And so it's hard to feel not supported, you know, and people support you the only way they can, and that's amazing. But sometimes it's like, you know, you need certain support and people can't give it to you. But I know having my cleaner come, and she's charging me minimal. I mean, really, I couldn't afford a professional. I could choose not to spend my money on a professional one right now. So it's going to be amazing. But I want those, if we do 2 hours at a time, or I can talk her into 3, I want to get the most out of it. So I've been just thinking around, because I would never needed help in the past, but it's not just the physical help, which is going to help, but it's also just helping me organize when my brain is struggling to organize. So, yeah. But one of my goals is to get in the garage and pack up a bunch of stuff. I put 15 plus. You can put how many boxes you're going to give away or how much stuff. I put 15 plus. So I want a hunkin' mass of stuff out there. And she's actually coming Friday. So I'm going to get up early and get everything out for the vets. And we'll have some space. But what there's going to be a lot of packing of books in my garage, but that's not the point right now. I want to make an area, and even if I can't park my car in there for now, that's fine. But instead of sorting through one sheet of paper that are all put together, I'm going to containerize them, and I want to put them in the garage. Like this section right here is paper. And it's something that eventually I can take my time to go through, or if something happens, I can just quickly, you know, there's treasures in there. And because I need to then, if I get all the paper out, now I'm not going to put out, I don't think I'm putting out paper I've already sorted into categories, though I don't know, maybe I should for now. I will have empty bookcase there from getting rid of all the books. So maybe I'll do that. Everything that's already organized and labeled, put everything there, and then I'll know where it is. And one of the big thing is books. And, you know, I have an idea. There's like, I have a Picasso book that might be, that I saw someone trying to sell it for 500. So there's certain ones I'm going to keep like that. But overall, yeah, this book is normally $2.99. It sells for 30. I just don't have the luxury of that. And I don't think that I'm meant to do that. I really do let somebody else find it and have the abundance of that. And I do believe things come to you in a different way. And Barb and some of you guys have the idea of like a little yard sale. One thing, it's not set up for it. I don't have a lot of space, and that is a lot of work, labor intensive work. And I would have to have people help me, and I just don't want to ask anyone to help me with that. But I think for me, it will come in a different way, and then other people can have the blessing of that. That's how I'm looking at it. Remember, my mom wanted to go. She loves yard sales and all that stuff. But they were like a parking lot sale or whatever, you know, like a flea market kind of. And she wanted to go. Okay, well, I did all the work, but I was much younger then. And, you know, of course, we have good stuff even then. And I remember this guy, we had a clipboard for sale for 25 cents. And this man told my mom 10 cents. My mom lost it. She's like, if you can't afford a quarter, just take it. I'm like, my mom would take things very personally. I was like, Mom, calm yourself down. So that was stressful. Anyway, I just don't think with my hands and I have limited physicality that I'm just gonna let it go. It's a great idea, and if I had a big yard, but there's really nowhere, and they frown upon you doing it separate, and they just had one in April, so the next one's October. Yeah, what a thing. So I'm gonna just hope, you know. I mean, Sophia's her name that's helping me organize. She's charging 1/4 of what an organizer would charge, right? It's already there. I'm saving some money, but anyway. So that's what I'm kind of thinking in my head is, yeah. And if I can't park my car now, that's fine. But it's a great space to get stuff out of my house. And think very carefully about what does come back in my house. So, yeah. And so the Barbies. Yeah, we had all kinds of fun things planned for the Barbies. We were going to get cool board and do some stuff in the back. And then we were going to take the Barbies and screw them in. And then the hands and the legs could be like where you could put your keys or your umbrella or... And we were going to paint them all white and do, I mean, you guys. Now, I do have some creepy dolls. I'm going to do Barbies first and Barbie-like dolls, right? I'm keeping my own personal Barbies and that for right now. But that's not many. Yeah. Can you imagine? I would love, like, if my life was a documentary right now, like on the other end when they're opening my stuff at the vets. Because we all, yeah, people judge. That's it. That's fine. But I imagine that we're either thinking someone like me, like, wow, this one's got some cool stuff, or like, whoa, what is happening here? Does this come from like a carnival? Or, but I do have really good stuff, and I like my stuff. And I was looking at my bookcases in the living room because, you know, I need to get rid of more. And there's some childlike stuff, and I thought that's okay. A little bit's fine. But there are books there I need to let go of, more cookbooks, and so. It's a lot to drag to work. So I might pack some of the older books and just give them to the vets and, you know, put them out, just lug them. Instead of lugging, I have to lug them outside, put them in my car, lug them into work, sort them. And then all of a sudden I think, oh, really? Do I want to let that book go? So I'm going to just put them in boxes. So like I said, I might go by Lowe's today and get some of the smaller boxes, which I'd rather not. We had a bunch. I think we slowly used them and gotten rid of them. But I have one place I can check to see. And also on Thursday, drive around the neighborhood. Is it? Oh, we just had recycle. See, we only recycle every other week. Darn it, because you can find really good Amazon boxes in that. So I should tell everyone at work, save me your boxes too. Because I'm going to need a lot of them. A lot of them. But yeah. And you know what? I'll just deal with emotions that come up with letting stuff go that me and Mimi were going to do, or things I got with my mother or Angela gave me. And like I said, I started going through greeting cards. I haven't, they're still in the garage. I haven't recycled them yet because the recycle was filled and I felt weird putting them at work. It was so personal. But I think my first act today when I go in the garage is to put them in recycle and not go back. And like I started with pictures because my brother's birthday is July 4th and he's going to get all the pictures that I think he and his kids want and that are not about me. And a lot of the older ones with him before I was born. And some family stuff with us, you know, but I just don't need to hang on to it. And that's a good thing for me to do when I'm tired. And also all these great, you know, there's people I don't remember anymore, but also for my art, I do save just a fun picture and I don't know who they are that I can alter or do stuff, but you know, one shoebox will be enough for that. And then my old family photos, I'm keeping those, the really old ones, and the kids can have those. If I don't know who they are, and I am going to get in touch with my cousin Lou Ann or maybe her sister Beverly, and send photos and see if they know who they are. Now they're on the right side of my family and my grandma's the Soley side. So maybe I can figure out a Soley to contact maybe. I still want to know my grandma's best friend, what her name was, what her story was. So I need to buckle down and do that. That's just an email. Let me put that on my future list. And Rice's, and then Solely, my grandma's friend. But that's fun. And are you going upstairs? Go, good girl. Going up to potty. She pee-peed on the carpet last night. I just thought, what is going on? So I ordered Nature's Miracle, and I have the black light. Let me put a note to find that black light. Because I'm going to go through this living room. Okay, if it costs me $300 and that stuff, I am going to zap it. So in a perfect world, when I have a roommate, I would save some money towards getting my floors done. But yeah, and it's fun to use them in art. And but there's stuff like that. I'm not throwing away old photos and stuff I can use in art. I don't need to buy any ever again, for sure. And old handwriting and stuff like that. So yeah, it's gonna be nice. I can picture it in my head. And let's say I get a 2-bedroom, something, you know, I think what I would do is I would take the smaller room. The things I was thinking of, and it might be way on my price, is this one my mom and I looked at. It's a 3-bedroom, 1 bigger bedroom, 2 small bedrooms. And I think what I do is have the big room for my art, the medium room, for my bed, and just like an altar. And I've always wanted just a room to sleep in and be very calm. And then the other room, like with dressers and clothes, that kind of thing. That's kind of rolling around my head. But for right now, you know, here, just thinking in my studio how great it will look. And I told Beverly, I said, you know, this is insane. The more I let go of, the more there is. And that's because, and Beverly understands perfectly, we're packers, right? We are packers. So it's not just this what you see on the surface. We have packed things away. Beverly's like one of the best packers I've ever seen. My mom and I lived in this condo, and we had a closet. And she said it was really small. She's like, one day I'll talk about when we came back from Arizona until we got our own place, like the trauma, and that's definitely got to be processed. That was really, honestly, if I were going to kill myself, it would have been then, because it was soul wrenching horribleness. That's for another day. But I was, I'm putting it in the closet. She goes, the magic closet? But I'm telling you right now, I could put stuff away. But the problem is with my ADHD, I don't see it. It doesn't exist. How do you get it? It's like a Jenga game, you know? So Jenga time is done. And yeah, so I am definitely doing well. I'm excited to see Mark and Sue today. I haven't seen them. It's just really hard when you're trying to keep yourself together to, you know, do things. But I'm trying to be a little bit more social and be a little bit more well-rounded. And, you know, if I can continue to get up at 5:30, and I could even, you know, I could go do some work outside before it gets hot. And then, so you think about it. So I need to make breakfast. I want to journal and write things down, my goals, and spend time with that. And that's a good half hour. And then want to walk, or I want to stretch my body or do some meditations. Let's say that's another half hour, right? Right there's an hour of just a couple things. And then house caring, and but I have a couple of different projects in mind, and as long as the table is basically clear except for what I'm doing right then, that I can easily put away if someone wants to come look, then that's a good thing, right? So that's my goal. As I just as I dismantle two people's lives, and the thing is, like, when Kenny's mom died, I'm going to tell you how lucky I am and how blessed I am. And when I feel really shitty about myself, I think of Kenny. Kenny is, I'm not even going to tell you, is one of the most ethical one. He's like my brother, the brother I always wish I had. My brother has his limitations. That's fine. That's it. But, Kenny, when he still worked for the county, he would be at his mom was in a nursing care. She was really badly diabetic, and she was in nursing care. And he would get up and he would be there every morning at 5:30 to have breakfast with her before he went to work, pretty much every day. And Kenny has some siblings, so. And the thing with that is, you have a bigger family, you can come in all the time and they don't know when you're coming to check on, and your person's going to get more care. Because if you walk in and something bad's going on, that's a problem. But he did that, and he just loved my mother. I have a note on my bookcase that says, "Hi, Mother, love, Kenneth." And I'm not kidding you. He left it for her at the hospital. I think she might have been doing something and wasn't there. He saw her all the time, and at the rehab. And so the other day, I was cleaning something up, and it fluttered. I don't know where I had put it, but it fluttered out and landed on the ground. And I'm like, wow. So I'm actually frame it because it represents so much to me. So how blessed am I? I mean, really. And he's going to do the best to help me with my house. And if I buy a new house, or when I buy a new house, he will go and look at it stem to stern and make sure that we know exactly what we're getting into. And if there's something that needs to be done, that's something he can do and help me do. But yeah, blessed, right? Count your blessings, y'all. Like, I'm blessed that it has not been 90 degrees every day. I mean, really, temperature-wise. And I put off working downstairs until about 6 o'clock after I had some dinner, because then it was a little bit warmer. So I spent, honestly, at work till 10. It was a lot. And I ran out of boxes and stuff. So, but yeah, so I don't want to run out of boxes. So I'm not going to buy a gazillion, but I want to get, if I'm really going to pack up the garage, and I need boxes, sturdy boxes. So I'm going to go and get some just to have them, and then, hunt around for boxes. But yeah, that's what's going on. I'd like to take you with me. Maybe in the garage I can do some, fast forwarding kind of stuff. Sometimes I'm just fighting to get what I need to get done. But I will try to remember to do some of that. And all my notebooks, almost every single notebook, you guys, I had written something in it. Like I said, I'm a great starter. So I've gone through and ripped it out, and I just have a big pile of stuff, and I'm going to keep it in one bag. And, there might be some secret in there, but I will, like, when I'm exhausted and resting, and just kind of go through it. And it's probably going to be repetitive of the things I need to do. Just like my mom, when I find her grocery list, basically the same grocery list. This week she might want strawberry shortcake as opposed to tapioca pudding. My mom she grew up in the Midwest. You had, like, Sundays were good. We had good food. And then a dessert. Yes, we did. It's another world. Hence the fact that she had all these dessert plates. But you can only use so many, right? Actually, just two of us. And then I have some stuff saved for her friend Nellie. I haven't heard from her in a couple of years. I just could not keep up with it. I couldn't. I just needed to survive. But then I'm going to reach out and see, maybe I can get them to come to the library. Because, they lost everything in their house. And there's some stuff there that I know, books and stuff. And plates and just other stuff that I know Nellie would appreciate. That is my mother's kind of thing. So I'm going to look at that. That's something on my list to do. And then I have something for one of Angela's friends. And again, not a lot. It's easy to handle. But contact her and see if she'll come have lunch with me at the library and I can give it to her. So those are two things that I would like to accomplish by August. But we're going to limit ourselves to one book at a time. We are. So I think to have like a master list and then like, okay, so today, you know, it's done like little columns. But I went, like I said, went through all these notebooks and I ripped out all the pages. There's some that had a lot and I kept them. And I did keep some notebooks. I'm a notebook person. I'm not going to not have notebooks, right? And I didn't have time to really look at them. And, you know, there's a bunch and I have a place for them. So, but 80% went. And I have some for work. You know, one of my coworkers loves notebooks. We're a lot alike. Actually, she's new and she's great. I love her. Her name's Betty, and we're a lot alike in so many ways. And but she cracks me up, and I make her laugh hard, which is fun. You know, she appreciates who I am, and you know, I was getting my eye surgery, and she sent me a text to wish me well, and she said some really nice things. You know, she's been a manager and all sorts of things, and what a valuable asset I was to anywhere I was, and that's a lovely thing to say. And especially being new, right? I think sometimes I believe I grow on people. But it was lovely. Really, I screenshot it. It's just a nice thing. And, but yes, I got her a bunch. But I'm just going to, you know, I didn't do a lot. Just enough. If people want some, they can have it. And also at work, I have lots of stuff in corners and under my desk. That is going to be my goal this week at work, besides work, is to, let it go. Let it go. It has to be pretty damn special to put it in my bag, to take it in my house, right? And there is one book I know that is special, but I'm thinking right now maybe there's one, right? So I'm going to do that. And then my poor friend Nazarene. I mean, she had to buy bookcases because, you know, but like I said, and you know, the stuff I give her, I'm like, have a box. You don't have to give them to him all the time. But I have this, her granddaughter's Olivia. I always forget her grandson's name. I think it's like Jason or something. But so I have a notebook that has, or binder that has Olivia picture in front. So I've saved it, and I saved one for him. And I love doing stuff like this, like put paper and put stickers, and it's like a little coloring, like journal, like drawing kind of thing. Just, you know, that's kind of fun to do. I love doing thoughtful stuff like that. So I saved stuff for that. But yeah, I threw out, I packed away all these CDs. Like I thought, you're not going to invest in anywhere where you can upload CDs. And right now I'm going to tell you what, there's a customer I love at work, and he's so wonderful. And it's just amazing, these little interactions you have. And he literally lights up when he sees me. And he's happily married, and he's older, but he's just fun. And he loves music, and we have that in common. But I have a collection of CDs, that really unusual CDs. And he gets CDs all the time because he's making CDs all the time. He loves it. It's one of his passions is music. So I said to him, here, you take it for, you know, take as long as you need, but put a note, if you die, your wife has to give it back to me. He's like, well, I'm not planning on it. I said, the way my world's going right now, I said, I'm just teasing. So that was fun. That's fun. And I don't, you know, I've let go of so much, and that's fine to keep, you know, a couple things like that. But DVDs, okay, I had Sweet Valley High the first season, and my mind is like, oh, I'll just watch it. And I'm in my studio. Okay, no, I'm not. I'm not. That's a lie. All these, and I have a VHS player, and I had all these VHS things. I kept one, like musicals and stuff, which I thought might actually be fun to put on. But I'm like, you're not going to watch this. You're not going to watch Laguna Beach. You're just not. But because I had access to this book sale, and they were like $1, and I was like, kind of cool. And, you know, but again, it's ADHD, the possibilities. But if it came down to it, would you really want to watch that? Or do you want to watch the Barbie movie, which I haven't managed to watch? So I'm letting all that go. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Anything that's a possibility. Now, something like, okay, So Barbies are going to go. My creepy dolls are probably going to go. We're going to see. I might have one container of them. I don't know why for now. I love my creepy dolls. I gave one to Beverly. I don't know what she's going to do with it, but she should save it for Valentine's. But I collect little things. Now, it's not in my head. A little thing, let me buy it. But I have a collection of little things. And I put them in containers right now. I had them... I have these cool shadow boxes, but all my Pezzas are in that. And my Pezzas I'm keeping, right? It's like pop art, and they can hang on the wall, and they're not hurting anybody. But for now, I'm keeping these things. And I have in my mind this painting with objects, and maybe I'll do it, maybe I won't. But right now, I still want to do it, and I feel like I can do it. So the canvas and those, but I'm going to put them in the garage and organize it. And I have a lot of jars of fun collected things, and those things I'm keeping. I love to go through them. That's not my problem, right? But paper is a big deal. So we're going to work on the books and the paper in my studio. And basically most of that paper is just going to go around into my garage, which I will have a space for by Friday for now. And that is going to, clear up a lot of the, it's going to free up. Like if there's a traffic jam, that's going to open it way up. So, yeah. And then, so what I realized is, I'll have to give you a tour of my studio once sort of all the paper and stuff is gone. But I have also things like I wouldn't do junk journals with, so Christmas, Halloween, Easter stuff. And I just want to get to where I keep a box of each. And that is something I really want to do. And I was looking at my Christmas glue book, and I love that stuff. I just have to limit how much I have. And then, so I have a bed here, and then I have this a really nice storage, a baker storage thing with books there. And then I have another one here, which has got things on it, but then against the wall, and this is what I originally had in my other house, are from floor almost to ceiling, are plastic drawers full of stuff, chock full. So the other category I'm going to do is coloring books, and I love children's paper, and but I just don't know how much I have, right? So then we're going to have categories as we're doing this, and we come across those things. Yeah, I want a container. I have a lot of containers, y'all. So I want a container for coloring books, a container for kids activity books, and then the paper kind of books. And again, I want to set limits. So, but that stuff will just go out, and I'll know where it is. And as we come across them, I can throw them in. But the stuff in that thing, wow. I'm going to work really hard on letting most of it go, because it's just awkward to get to, and I haven't looked at it in 10 years. So, yeah. And then I have I have a collection of really, I think, more valuable books that are really unusual. And what I want to do in the studio, not the studio, well, maybe the studio once I clean things, or the library, is I'm going to have a couple shelves of things that I know have value to them, and one day I will sell. I just can't do tons and tons, right? But limit it. And I'm not going to say little paperbacks or stuff like that. It's just the nicer things that have value, real value. So that's the thinking there. And then I want to have a section of all my journals and stuff that I'm working in. And I already threw out one old art project I did. It was early on an altar book of chocolate and stuff. And it's kind of fallen apart. And I thought, let's just recycle it. Let it go. You know what? That was a learning process. So yeah. And then all my physical art supplies, my paints and, stuff like that, and color stuff, and get those all sort of organized so I know where everything is and all. So I'm going to let go of jewelry making, but I collect bits of jewelry because I want to use them in collages. So, have it all straightened out so I know where stuff is, stickers, okay, this is my container of stickers. And I have stickers, and I am going to go through and see if I can donate some to work. We give kids stickers when they finish the scavenger hunt. And, but so I could cut them up and put them in that, or, various people. So that's my thinking. And, it's a lot. It's a lot. And I don't know if I end up moving. Like, I have all these really cool things to store stuff in. So we'll have to see. I'm not going to let any of that go right now. Maybe the ones against the wall I will. But, yeah, maybe I'll do that. And then I can put one of those things against the wall and that will give me room. Actually, that's a good idea. So once we get all the paper out of there that are in containers and have more space to maneuver, and we go through all these books I have earmarked, let them go. Some I'm going to keep because I still love it. But I also know now, let's say I do crazy amount of junk journals and I run out of paper, I can go, one, I have a book sale, but two, I can go thrift and find a couple, right? I remember a teacher once that Beverly and I took, and she said something like, oh, well, I buy enough, I use it and I go get more because there's always more. And I thought, wow, what? Like, you have stuff and you use it up and then you get more? And she's like, well, I live in a small space. What? Okay. Wow. So, and I don't watch any artists right now that are showing a bunch of stuff like that. I just like to watch people actually using what they have, and, I don't need to see people thrifting for stuff because I have all that in my house right now. So, yeah. That was in This Is Now. So anyway, I'm going to go work now, finish my breakfast. I just thought, I wanted to finish up with Mimi. And, letting go of things. Why we set something on a shelf instead of like, I'm really not going to do this. Like, there's no harm in giving up a possibility and thinking, no, I'm not going to do that. And, the idea was there. It was a moment in time and it's moved on. So that's a new habit. There's going to be a new thing I'm going to cultivate, but not buying things, like, unless it's necessary. Like, I got Nature's Made. I had to get tarot ant traps, stuff like that. Otherwise, if it's any remote, no art stuff right now at all, probably for a good 2 years. And, yeah, like, one of my heating pads is going, but I thought I had another heating pad and I found it. So like when that one goes, then yeah, I'll get a heating pad, that kind of stuff. But not, oh, I want new towels, or, oh, I do need new underwear soon, but not right now. But I'm starting to throw the ones away that, don't fit right or look like they've been like through a war. And sorry, TMI. But yeah, anyway, I hope that it helps you. If you're watching this and you understand that you're, go Google how much Americans spend on storage in 1 year for stuff that they probably will never look at again. It's amazing. It's amazing. So we are not alone, those that like me, and there's some people who maybe don't have this, but have another thing. Maybe there's people who can't keep anything because they don't feel they deserve it. I don't know. It's interesting. I just know I'm working on myself. And I'm definitely going to take you when I start my EMDR or EDMR. I'm bad at that. I got to write that acronym down so I can remember it. But if you even put it in wrong, the Google will tell you the right way. Take you with me on that and do a series on that, and have some self-reflection and really, I've been spending time writing, like, what is it now? Like, how do I go unconscious? How do I say I'm not buying any more art supplies? The next thing, Amazon boxes are coming in with art supplies. How does that happen? How do I go unconscious or disassociate? I think it's a disassociation, which people who've survived trauma, that's what you do. And in some ways, life's just traumatic. I mean, just think about being born, how traumatic that is. And, even like my mom and I were in a car accident when I was 3. The body remembers all that. There's a really good book called The Body Keeps Score, but we'll talk about that another time. We'll do some books. So thank you guys. It's going to be a long one. Maybe I'll do 2 parts. So it's not as long. Yeah, that's what I'll do. So I'll go back and do an intro for this second part. So, all right, guys, take care. If I can peek in, I will. But definitely, hopefully today we'll get to do some taste tests. And you can see Mark and Sue. And, I would like to get more regular with them too. But I got to be careful now about what we taste test because I can't spend a lot of money buying stuff. So I'll have to become a little bit more thoughtful about it. And we do want to go to this place in Hagerstown and try the donuts. That for sure we're going to do. But yeah. All right, guys, you take care. I appreciate it. And, it is okay not to be okay. It's amazing how I've like a tsunami going in me, like a storm and earthquake or, tornadoes. And then I can present Like I got it all together. And I know people think like, cause I'm outgoing and I'm personable and I am very empathetic and I get a feel from people. And so I can really engage with people in a way that's meaningful, that I don't hurt, or that I'm not struggling, or that I'm not on the precipice of what I felt like was disaster. I've been working on my mindset for that. But that, you know, it just, and I do think I've lost some friendships because I can't, it's so hard to follow through. Or I say something I really didn't mean in my head. And I don't think people when like, yeah, you're ADHD medicine, whatever. But no, it's a real thing. It's a real thing. And the only part I have control over is how I treat it, right? Because the medicine, I have no control over the quality. And I can't send it back and say, this is not working, I want another company. And I can't even say to CVS, what company are you using? What company is it this month? And say, oh no, I don't like that one. Or have to call CVS after CVS, right? And see if they have it. And just try to, you know, that would be hundreds of hours. I'd be ready for my next batch. So one thing I might do is something called Caremark and talk to them. Well, I'm going to have a team from Caremark. I'm going to have a health team. And that might be one thing I'm going to talk to them about, and then major Caremark and see what I know I'm not the only one, right? I'm not the only one that's experiencing this. As a matter of fact, one of my coworkers that I used to work with, her kid has really bad anxiety, and he had one batch that came from this particular place in India that it messed him up. Like he was under the bed, wouldn't come out. And this is medicine to help with anxiety. But we were talking and she told me that because every batch is different, he hates it. He feels different every time. And you do get used to the way you feel, but when it's different every month, he refuses to take it. He's like, I'm not taking this anymore. Can you imagine? What is happening? And it's an act of Congress. Well, good luck. Good luck with that. Like, what are they doing? Just yelling at each other? Trying to be, I'm better than you, and what I think matters, and what you're, and then we got such bad behavior on the floor, on the Senate and committees. It's that free for all. My mother would be appalled. But I can't control that, right? What can I control? I control the food I put in my body, walking, journaling, listening to my body when I'm tired, taking breaks. So that's what I'm going to do. So thank you for being on the journey with me. And I hope whatever I say helps you. And, we're not alone, because it feels very lonely. Very, very lonely. And that's, and then I have to tap into my faith, because I know I'm not alone. Ultimately, I'm not alone. It's so weird. No matter how much people love you, care for you, when you die, you're alone, right? I mean, it's a single experience that nobody can help you with, right? And I remember Mimi and I talking the last time. And, like, I wish I could be, like, I wish you could have a GoPro. And, I don't know, but she couldn't. So I'll have to wait till I get my own turn to figure it out. But you guys, you take care. And I do appreciate you. And comment. I'm getting better at my comments. And, I want this to be an exchange. And if there's something you want me to talk about or explore or whatever, let me know. And another thing, I'm going to spend a little more time and do more like thumbnails. I've been saying this for years, but that is something that I really, really want to do. And so, but bless you guys, and anyone listening to this that might know me in the real life and I've done something to upset you, forgive me. Hopefully I put enough, build enough goodwill, right? Like if I've deposited enough goodwill and carrying that, this one deficit will not bankrupt me. I don't know. Maybe it will, and people come and go for a reason. I don't know, but But the most person I'm worried about, right, is myself and how I treat myself and care for myself and love myself and take care of myself. So it's a journey, y'all. I hope you come with me, and I'll talk to you soon.